Hey everyone, it's Jake Hall, the Manufacturing Millennial. We are here in Chicago, Illinois on Goose Island, the beautiful city of Chicago, home of the Chicago Cubs. Now I'm here talking with Berardino Baratta. He's the CEO of MxD. Berardino, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing good. No, thanks so much for having us here today. I've been to MxD so many times, but it's great to finally have a conversation in person with you as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
For the audience that doesn't know who MxD is, tell us about the organization.
So MxD is one of the 18 Manufacturing USA institutes. So we are all public-private partnerships. Our public partner is the Department of Defense. And we partner with industry to take federal funds, match the private investment to solve manufacturing challenges. Our focus area is digital manufacturing and cybersecurity. In a nutshell, how do you use data throughout your manufacturing process to improve operations, keep workers safe, increase efficiencies, and do it in a way that you secure the operation so you're not putting your business at risk. We've been doing this for 11 years. So the oldest is almost 13 years old. We're just behind them as number 2.
Yeah.
We've worked with thousands of manufacturers over those years with 200,000+ workers to help them upskill their efforts internally. The way we like to say what we do is convene, advance, empower. So first and foremost, how do you take our 350 members plus the rest of the manufacturing and solution providers in the industrial base, bring them together to solve challenges? But when you can't solve the challenges by bringing people together, then that's where either advancing technology, innovation, and adoption comes into play, or empowering the workforce through skill development. And that in a nutshell is what we do.
So how important is data and digital solutions to manufacturers going forward?
It's absolutely critical. It's fundamental. So if you think about, like, everybody thinks about, okay, I'm going to do 3D printing, or I'm going to do robotics, or I'm going to do automation. All of that relies on a digital foundation, right? So whether it's a modern design package that's used at the design time with 3D models and all the material information, or it's pulling sensor information from the factory floor so that you can do things like condition-based maintenance. So you're not just taking your equipment and every X hours doing maintenance on it. You can get heads up that things are failing ahead of time, deal with those issues immediately, or extend out your maintenance period so you can keep producing parts longer.
Yeah.
So the entire manufacturing sits on top of data.
So one of the conversations I always have with manufacturers, especially small ones, right? We look at manufacturers, 98.6% of manufacturers are considered like small to medium-sized business.
Jake, you took my data. I always share that with people, so thank you for sharing that.
You know, one of the biggest things that we always hear from is when I talk to these manufacturers, I talk to them about technology, they say, that's not for us, that's for the large companies, because we don't know where to start. We don't know how to integrate. They come in here, they would walk the show floor, there's 22,000 square feet of space here, and they say, there's no way we could do any of that. What do you tell the small companies who would feel overwhelmed by moving to a digitally based manufacturing process?
So first, cheater, and you know this, but let's make sure the audience knows it. The small manufacturer and the large manufacturers are struggling with the same thing. Yeah. Legacy equipment, legacy facilities, lack of data in their manufacturing environment. The big ones have some better handle on it and they have more money to spend, like you say. So the first thing we always do is we show people that you don't have to throw out all your equipment. You don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to spend millions of dollars, right? Back there, I think we showed it to you, the sensor kit. The MxD sensor kit is a low-cost box. You can walk into a factory in one day, assess their operations, identify an opportunity for digital improved operations, implement it, and go home, and they're immediately starting to get an ROI on it.
Yeah.
We teach them that you can start small by focusing on what are the problems affecting your operations. Let's look at what data do you need, because everybody thinks about digital manufacturing, digital transformation as it's an all or nothing approach. It's never all or nothing. And so by showing folks that you can start small and have immediate return and then build from that initial success, we open people's eyes.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing they have is, like you said, they don't know where to start and they're overwhelmed by the thought of it. We take out that overwhelm and make it more easy for them to begin.
I love that. And I think the biggest thing here is you are an open resource to these companies. Yeah. You can come in, they can come in and schedule a tour. And just like I did walking around this morning with Nicole, I can go through here and you can show them step by step. Here's what the different areas, if it's through AV solutions, if it's through creating a digital twin of your manufacturing process. If it's something as simple as, hey, you have a collaborative robot that's doing machine tending, and you want to be able to simply collect some basic data of what downtime and uptime looks like, and good parts and bad parts. It's really easy to get started when it comes to becoming a digital manufacturing floor.
Yeah, and you hit the key point. Identify the problem you're trying to solve, right? Don't find a hammer and then go looking for nails.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I need a screwdriver. So I'm going to put the hammer aside, I'm going to go find a screwdriver, right? Because the problem I'm trying to solve requires a screwdriver. My analogy is falling apart, so bear with me a little bit.
I love it.
But the key point is, like, we teach people to understand what is the problems that are affecting your operations and then start figuring out what's the right solution. Right?
Yeah.
This is not technology looking for a home. It's we want to go help people solve their problems. And it's not only about technology, right? If you don't uplift the workforce, you can't solve the problems, right?
So let's talk about that. How is MxD rolling out with some programs just started end of last year that's really uplifting the future workforce?
So I'm going to go back a little earlier.
Yeah.
So back in 2019, 2020, we launched the first of 2 documents that are called the hiring guides. So we have a digital and a cybersecurity version of it. Together, they identify over 400 roles in manufacturing and all the skills that are applicable to it. And for a subset of it, we identify early, mid, late stage, what does someone look like, and then what is the pathway to get the skills you need to achieve that. Why is all that important? Because that's what informs our programs, right?
Yeah.
So we work with industry, government, academia to do that work. Now we know what the future of work looks like. And it's important to note, I said roles, not jobs.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of small businesses, one person has multiple roles, right? Then we work with industry, and in some cases, we actually work with the experts directly. We build that curriculum that leads to micro-learnings, micro-certifications, get people the skills they need without pulling them out of their factory for 4 years to go get a new degree, get them back on the job, applying those skills, and it's an iterative process. You learn the basic skills, you go use them in your job. Come back, learn additional skills, use them in your job. So it's this iterative process. And what we realized, especially during the pandemic, was small manufacturers are not going to come to Chicago or to Champaign, Illinois to go work with our university partners. They need to learn where they are. And so we launched the Virtual Training Center. It's a self-paced, basically self-paced training center that you can go on the web at your own time. I used to joke, in the comfort of your own living room. Gain the manufacturing skills you need to be more effective in your jobs or to get into the manufacturing field.
Absolutely. So when we wrap the conversation, what are some of the biggest highlights and takeaways that you have being here almost 6 years at MxD now? What are some of your most proud moments that we can go back and we can tell the manufacturing industry why organizations, why programs and institutes like this are so important and critical for US manufacturing?
So I've been here 6 years. When I came to MxD for my first interview, I walked the floor like we did today. Right? Walking this floor, I was amazed not by the Siemens who's behind you, has the most amazing technology that they can show for large manufacturers. What really got me excited was the solution for the small manufacturer. Right? And the reason why is if we can help them, we can help anybody. Right? And so that sensor kit that I mentioned, the fact that we can go into a company that was losing about a pump a month, which was causing them 4 hours of downtime and $1,400, we put in a sensor kit with a temperature and a current sensor, and they haven't lost the pump since. Because they now know, hey, the pump's starting to get a little clogged, let's clean the pump out. They could keep that pump running. That has a near immediate ROI. Does that same technology help big manufacturers? Absolutely. Workforce is my passion, right? And we have upskilled 250,000 people. So there's a course that we put together years ago that was Introduction to Advanced Manufacturing, right? It was done with SUNY University in New York, as well as it's on Coursera. We did it as a partnership. Over 100,000 people have completed those courses. And those courses are still being used today. But last year, we launched the Capital Program. And it's a series of courses, 5 roles, and the related courses for them. We've had almost 10,000 people register for those classes today.
Incredible.
Right? So it shows that there was demand 5, 6, 7 years ago. There's just as much demand today. And when we can walk in and show someone that, hey, we're giving them the basic skills to get into manufacturing, or we go to a small manufacturer and we show them how they could solve real problems, those are the things that get me really excited. I'm an engineer, so it also gets me excited to see the cool big stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
The little things where we're having a real impact on manufacturing, because you said it, right? 98.6% of manufacturers are small and medium. 75% have less than 20 employees.
Love it.
If we can help them, we can help anybody.
Awesome. Well, if you want to learn more about what MxD is doing, including their capital courses, the sensor kits that small businesses can go ahead and bring on board, bring it to their factory floor and immediately deploy to find ROI, I'll have more information down in the comments below. And of course, always encourage you, come to Chicago, get a great beer on Goose Island, and see what the future of the factory floor could look like in manufacturing. Really appreciate the time today.
Man.
Thanks so much.
I appreciate it. Take care.
We'll see you guys soon.